Szép estét kívánok mindenkinek. Sziasztok, én Molnár.
Wonderful evening to everyone. I'm Kristina Molnár. It's my honor tonight to be your MC. It's very exciting because there are two very exciting and great young gentlemen here, and they will tell you what do they see in Zinzino, what is their vision, and why are they in it with a full chest and sharing that vision with more and more people and helping many to attain their goals through the business of Zinzino. So I'd like to introduce you the first speaker of tonight. We could say that maybe he is one of the best recruiters of the world, because he is actually seeing an amazing passive residual income in this business. He's an international writer, and they used to say that anything he touches turns into gold. He loves what he do, and there are no doubts in his mind that he is gonna attain those things which he said he want to do. And I believe he's really creditable, and he really can shake things up, and he's now sharing what is in his mind. With a warm applause, please welcome on the stage Attila Veres. Good evening. I'd like to welcome you warmly. Please just make a note to the chat. You hear me, you see me. Thank you for the acknowledgement. You see, Csaba Kis got sick, so I pushed away all my duties in order to be able to share exciting information with you. Why I have chosen Zinzino at the time. And you see, of course, I could be the best recruiter of the world 2 years ago. You see, it's very exciting. For example, you look at a beautiful girl, and then you just do everything you can to get her, and that's how it went. That's how I got to be the best recruiter as well. And why I have decided to do so, it's very exciting. It's very simple. 3 years ago, my friend Csaba Zseli approached me because he knew that anytime I touch a business, that surely truly becomes something valuable. But it's never a coincidence. I have a very exciting poll, survey, and if the questions are answered properly, that business I take up, and if not, then it just drops down on the bottom, and I won't do it. But Csaba was actually approaching me, but how unfortunate for him that Lajos Ötvös was actually calling me 2 days before him, so he wanted to present this thing to me, and then I told him that, well, why don't we do this together? And you see, so we were all three of us sitting down, and I did not know the Swedish health program is doing what, and I had already high blood pressure for 5 years at a time, and you see, at the time I was a revolutionary 5 years ago, and 3 years ago I was a crazy man not taking the medication for any reasons. I never took the medication, and I tried to find any kinds of natural sources which would help me handling this high blood pressure problem. You see, they didn't know that I have such a problem, so they were trying to knock on an open door, and they were bringing a test. We did it right away, and the results came right away about in 2.5 weeks, and you see there is this omega-6 to 3 ratio, which should have been lower to 3, and in practical terms, mine had 47. So I got really scared, and I told Csaba, listen, get me to a medical professional who has seen this test before, because you know that Zinzino are registered in 2017, and in 2018 we did the registration as a customer, the first customer registration. That's how I know. But there were not so many people, especially not medical professionals in Hungary who could really give useful information.
A tesztet, és hát ő elmondta, hogy hát Attila nagyon...
However, they still found a doctor for me, and he told me that it's really good that you are scared, Attila, because you see it's really bad, this omega-6 to ratio, but you see there is something else, 2 lines below this. I haven't seen so many tests before, and I have never seen 30 worse than 30, and yours is 74.5. So I was really scared. I was thinking that the doctor will calm me down, but instead of that, I was afraid of death at the time. And you see, if I want to know something, I go as long as I get to know the thing. So I apply this for everything in life. So I got someone, a pathologist and a dermatologist, and we were really, going deep into the statistics in Hungary. And actually, we have seen quite bad results. I don't know if you know that, but in Hungary, for example, in 2018, more than 131,000 people died. And half of them died in cardiovascular diseases. And every fourth, 25%, had some kind of cancer. So basically, these two kinds of problems are causing the deaths in Hungary, 75% of it. And if you also look at the lung diseases and any kinds of other cancers, then you see it's about 86% of the death causes. Have you seen any businesses where 86% of the people are needed the product? For a long time, I'm a businessman. I was always looking for the holy grail, something which everyone needs it. So let's look at Zinzino. When can you start taking it? Already when there is an infant, you can already get the balance of it. So you see, it's a product supplying something which is a big problem. You see, something missing from the market, and from being an infant up to death, you should actually consume it. So is it similar to water and oxygen? Can you show me any other kind of product which is actually helpful for every single person, and they are needing it? Not many products are there. And this is something which is the dream of all businessmen. And when I have faced these statistics in Hungary, this is really horrific. I don't know if you know, but in Hungary, from 10 million people, 1 million of them, 10%, is taking at least 10 kinds of different pills, medication. So I was looking around and thinking about it that I'm a responsible leader. It would be harming others if I don't show this to my loved ones and my friends, because maybe they are on the death row. Because these 4 diseases has 86% to cure them. Let me tell you 2 short stories. In 1.5 years ago, I went to a really good friend of mine because I thought he's on the list. And he was kicking me out the door with 3 legs. And he told me, if you ever approach me ever again, I will never, ever talk to you, and our friendship will be over. And you see, I respected this. And I have never approached it with the same subject. Last August, he called me. Attila, do you still do this Zinzino stuff? I said, sure. What's the problem? There is a big problem. Doctor said to me that I should take Zinzino right away because I have cancer. And I got to him right away. We did the test. He approved me to talk about this. He said to me that I should share this with everyone I speak, because his omega-6 to 3 level was 102.9 compared to 1. And the cell membrane fluidity was about 60 something to 1. And you see, last Monday he died. Look around yourself and list those people who you respect and love. It is harming them if you don't share them with the info, even if he's kicking you out the door, like my friend kicked out me. who I really respected and loved, and now I'm setting him as an example. Because unfortunately, people are on a level, people are, resonating on the level of fear for many reasons. And if you want to handle fear, you have to use fear. So they perceive it. That's one of the story I had to share with you. And then my mother was having high blood pressure. She got a medication. Then she got a cholesterol problem. She got another pill. She has diabetes. She got another pill, and then she got an autoimmune disease, which they tried to handle with pills. And then she felt bad. Went to the doctor. They said to her that she has cold. Then she had an antibiotic cure. And then she went back 2 weeks later, and she said to the doctor, "I still feel bad. No problem. I give you a stronger antibiotic." And 2 weeks later, it happened again. And the third time, I didn't let her to take the antibiotics. And I took her to a private clinic in Szeged, and it turned out that she doesn't have a cold. She's having cancer in the lungs, and there is already thrombosis in one of her leg, and they never let her out of the hospital. You see, in 3 weeks they handled her leg, and then she went to another hospital. It's quite close to Szeged, and they took a sample out of the cancer, and it turned out that it's the most aggressive type, and it's such a late problem. They cannot even give any kind of chemotherapy or other medication. I only had time to tell to the relatives that if they want, they should come and visit her because she's in days, she's dying. And you see, if you know, if you have seen these such things, you will understand that the 86% of death rates is a really hard thing. It's a big thing. And you see, after when I have observed everything, I saw that we have Aqua Viva. And I set aside all the other enterprises.
Szembe kell nézni ebben az információval, és majd eldönti, hogy mit kezd ebben az információval. Úgyhogy,
and actually started to work with Zinzino full time, but because I understood that we have to give this to everyone. We have to give this to everyone. I'm still working a lot now. The team is quite big, so I have different goals and different things to do. But that's why in 3.5 months I could become the best recruiter of the world. Because at the time, Laszlo, a friend of mine, was still alive, but my mother was not alive anymore. And I saw the statistics in Hungary about death rates. And I believe that it's a must to share the information with our loved ones, even if they are not accepting it. The way I work, I give them a free test, and from the result of it, I can get them to face their condition. I have done more than 100 tests in the last 13 months, and only one was fine. It's an amazing responsibility that are on our shoulders. As I said, you can decide. You can decide if they say something, everyone needs this product, or only 86% of the people in this product. It doesn't really matter. But those problems which are causing the main deaths, the reason for most of the deaths, we can test it. It's so cheap. We have seen all the different laboratories of the world who are actually qualified to do such a test. They are doing this for for a higher price. They cannot do this so professionally as Vitas Laboratories or Zinzino. And the three things which I always examine in a business, when Csaba was actually approaching me, I really put this into my system. The first question is, what real useful value is this is giving to the people? I've thought about that, because this test is actually indicating very well what's the actual potential to get some of those diseases which are the main problems. and main cause of death, how strong our immune system is, etc. And if someone understands this, at least they do a test and see for themselves. Second question was always, can this be automatized sales model? That's the international selling book. And in the marketing, it is always my love to make all the systems as automatized as it can be, as they can go. And let's say, for an average person, the best possible way to change to a higher standard of living is multi-level marketing. And if you look at the pay rates and the compensation plans, Zinzino is the best in the world. And I believe the marketing and the possibilities to automatize this. Basically, the Zinzino system is basically automatizing the process and the business. It's an amazing system, and it's a powerhouse which can be utilized. And the third thing is, if I have this feeling in my stomach, you can say maybe you are afraid of it. No, that's not what I mean. If I have this feeling in my stomach, that's something positive. I won't stop it. I see a challenge. That's what it means for me. When I was working at one of the top financial institutions in Hungary, and I became the top salesperson in the country, I had to face many things. One of these was that people were stopping working because there was no proper educational system. Right now, thanks to András, Ignat, and one big team, and their work, which I'm really grateful for, and their vision, which they are actually putting there, and of course, including Kriya Kamras, they put this vision in front of us, and then we have this educational system, and also I have the selectional system, which is very important, and they are giving this to us, and they are doing everything to get most of the important information to most of the people. And then in our team, success is not a matter of luck. So I really love to thank them for all the work they have done, and all the improvements they are doing right now, and all the work of everyone who have actually put time into this and the effort into this. And there was another thing which is very important. If you have this feeling in your stomach about the business, then you understand that this work is not going to be a work, it's going to be a vision, it's going to be your mission. And if you can look at it as a mission, you can live your life as a mission, it's very sure that you can actually succeed. So now there is a responsibility from two sides. You can decide, I help you to understand this. If a person wants to actually accomplish himself or herself, there are four things. First of all, you work for money. Then if you have money, you are working for time. And then you are working for choosing, being able to choose who are you working with. And then the fourth thing is the mission. And right now, in case of Zinzino, we are right away at a certain point, if you are actually lucky. Because you can decide who to work with, and therefore you can actually get the time and the money, and then you understand what is in your hands. How can you help your loved ones, your friends, and the people? And if they really feel it, then you give them love, you give them the mission, you give them what you actually represent. They represent the most important and valuable thing, health, or the possibility of health. And that's the moment in the world when everyone should say yes to such a possibility in such a pandemic situation. And we have all the tools. So Zinzino is, if you look at it, all in one. Something all in one. Everyone needs it. Most advanced compensation plan, most valuable product in regards to health. Sure, you will have this feeling in your stomach because you will achieve such results with which you can become a very different person. And the nice thing is what you become and not what you actually get. you know, I had 10 minutes on the stage when I was top recruiter. I was very hard working for a year, but you see, if you give the health back to someone, it's not for a year, it's not for 10 minutes, it's for all their lives, and to our loved ones, to our most best friends, to everyone around us. If we really do this, we have done a lot for the world, because if everyone does this, it's going to be peace and health and happiness in the world. And this is something which is really an honor. And thank you for being able to be here and talk to you, and you know, so I can actually represent Zinzino on a proper level. And I still say that our goal is to be the most dynamically improving sales team in the world, and I want them to have such a heart at least as big as mine or ours, because the product which we actually have is actually deserving the attention. You know, it's something like, it's like Aquaviva, and we are having a possibility to actually measure things which no one else can measure, and this is available. We can save lives of many people. So thank you for your attention, and thank you for the possibility to share my thoughts with you. And I'd love to wish lots of success to all of you. So I'm giving back the word to our host. Kristina, the word is back to you. Thanks, Attila. We are really grateful for your thoughts, and actually you are quite inspiring and moving. And we could really say that it's a really kind of a mission we are on. And thank you for your thoughts. Thank you, and lots of success to your work. Wish you the same. And now the next young gentleman. Well, I cannot speak without emotions about him. For almost 8 years we know each other. We are actually a friendly and a business relationship we have, and he's my personal mentor for a long time. When we actually met the first time, he was actually living a very important financial career, and he wanted to achieve his career goals and purposes the best way, and he wanted to inspire many people and to give his vision. He's such a young gentleman who I have seen how he became a really serious and an amazing leader. He has gained an amazing, great knowledge, and I had the privilege to provide or to be in the work of putting together the educational system we have. And I see that if he starts something and he's serious about it, then it's actually such a world-class inspiration. Such amazing systems can come together under his umbrella, that you know, it's really amazing to be on such a journey with him, and to go for the same goals. So it would be very important to hear him. Why has he started Zinzino as a business? What's his vision for the future? I believe we can learn a lot from him. With a warm welcome on the stage, Gábor, Bódi. Hi, Krista. Thanks a lot for this amazing introduction, and I'd like to welcome all of you. I could say that we are kind of a friendly relationship here, and I hope we can spend the next few minutes in such a way. It's really an honor that I can be part of one big team and real cameras, and I can actually share some thoughts about the real why, the real reason of me being here today, and us being here today. And for that, I'd like to speak a little bit about the past, because those points which I will mention you now, these points I have assembled 8 or 9 years ago, the same way how my genius so the other speaker of tonight And then I managed to put together 6 different points, and that's how I measure if something is worth doing or not. These are 6 points which I will share with you, and I will comment it with a thought, but I could already add a point. Let's say it would be a point 0 or qualification 0, because those things which Attila told me, yeah, you see, one of my advice is that to be surrounded with such people, those thoughts, those emotions which Attila transferred to us. Actually, I was very sure that I can learn a lot from him. It's actually a process, and I am really humble for him being around. He already gave me some ideas, some thoughts that will make my invitation.
Előadó, akinek hallhattam azt a gondolatát, hogy csinált hivatást abból, hogy a legkedvesebb barátainak.
Yesterday evening I was listening to someone, and he actually told me how it became his passion to actually save the life of his most beloved ones and friends. And he gave me this responsibility that it's a must that I do the same. So we have to meet. And you'll see, I don't think I need to say any more to other people. So thank you very much, Attila, for every single word you have said. And for you, it's a little interesting story. 8 years ago, the following points were the main points of mine. The first point, it should be a growth market. We should be able to do international business, and it should be very profitable. And I think that here we really have
amihez csatlakoztunk.
Market. And if you look at Zinzino and how it's growing, and the statistics of the group we are part of, and the increasing, the growing, the passivity, how the new markets are opening, and under the umbrella of a few Hungarians, you see, it was such a thing that was really something that I really wanted to be connected to. And I really want to participate in the international growth. And if you really just think about that, Cecilia is always talking about here in Hungary, you have to strengthen the immune system, People should only care for 2 things. One, how to improve their system, their immune system, and 2, how to improve their income. And you see, what I believe is that this is the best moment, this is the best tool, the best place, this project. And I couldn't refer anything better. It's only something extra. And I will tell you more about that, because the last 1 year actually put a light on many things that, and you see, residual income is not something wanted anymore, it's something needed. And point 2 was mine, was written 8 or 9 years ago, that I don't want to do a lot of marketing. People should buy the product for their own interest. So usually I ask 3 questions. First, do we agree that from the current food stuff available in the market, we cannot provide our body with the right nutrients? Good. Second, if we cannot do this with the food, do we have to take some food supplements to replenish our body with these? Good. If we are already using food supplements, are we actually considering it important to have something which is and which can come from independent source, and we can test the results. So then there are no more marketing needed. So with a really quite small education, we can get people to understand that it's not something to do for a period. It's something. I actually love gastronomy, so you also have to eat every day, right? If they are not actually giving the right nutrients, so I have to, up to the end of my life, I have to actually replenish my body with different food supplements. Right?
Vagy 300 000 forintot költítünk fel. Ez volt nekem egy példamondatom bő 8 évvel ezelőtt.
And it's also important that the volume should come in big
eseteket, helyzeteket, cégeket,
quantities. It was very important for me because I have seen many opportunities, companies, etc., where they were selling products of 3 euros, 10 euros, etc. And you had to really work a lot to make serious volume. And for me, it was an important thing. So you can actually sell it in big quantities, and I believe that I absolutely get this. I have my favorite partner kit, which I really can refer to my friends with real passion and love, and it doesn't, regardless of if I'm talking about the products or the business possibility or anything, the package price is actually really worth it, or the credits, or how can
csomag, aminek vissza tudom.
You can actually duplicable.
Nekem egyszerűen ez egy tökéletes és ideális csomag, és teljesít is azt a kívánalmat, amit a 3-as pontban.
Why we are using these business packages.
A 4-es pontom, és figyeljetek, ez ha egy zinzinós gondolattal
For me, it's actually a perfect choice. And you just think about it. Like 8 or 9 years ago, you have to understand that those customers,
some customers, aktivitásom automatizált folyamat legyen. És amikor ezt
needing to, so the procedure has to be able to automate it. We have to have customers, returning customers. It's kind of a subscription, like a Netflix subscription. You register a bank card once, and then automatically everyone's, the products are being shipped, the money is being taken. I never see the product, I never touch the product, I never see the delivery guy. So this part of the procedure I do not have to take care of. However, it's still being done. It's something automated. It's perfect. It's amazing. And point 5 was
legyen a mindenkori forgalomból korlátlan ideig, valamint örökíthessem is azt tovább a
specific compensation from the volume, and I want this to be heritable to my children. So I want to build something valuable, which cannot be, doesn't have to be only for me. Those days, those nights with working perfect, making my communication perfect. It shouldn't be about me and my results only. It should be something residual, and it should be able to use the future or benefit from by the future generations. And this point is 100% perfect here in this business project. And I said that I will get back to the residual income, because of course we are living in a world which is having many cracks.
De jó lenne, hanem ez egy szükséges dolog. Minden egyes olyan pillanat, minden egyes olyan család, ahol az passzív jövedelemből finanszírozni, valójában egy kiszolgáltatott életet képviselnek. Meglátásom szerint, amikor az emberek 20-35 éve bármikor aláírnak szerződést, mégis elkötelezni magukat 6-12 hónapra csak azért, hogy 4000
euró. People are actually, signing something and for a contract or for a loan.
For many years. Erre felhívnező figyelmüket, mint ahogy Attilától
something quite tricky.
Kérdéseket. Ne adj Isten azokat a hiány.
To tell them what this can cost.
Ugye létezik egy pénzügyi rá.
It's the same that in this business we have to really tell people that they have this problem. They actually have to understand how important it is to take the products. And you see, there is a disease of the body and there is a disease of the finances. When actually we are not making actual perfect thing where I actually do have enough money. And that's my point 6 already. 8 years ago, the 6th and the most important point of mine was, it was really a must for a business opportunity to have
oktatórendszer megléte, ami egy idő
it should support and have an educational system for an online marketing tool, which after a while is actually doing the education and all the work for me, and that would be real financial freedom. When I do not have to educate anymore, I don't have to control anymore, I don't have to make the events anymore, I don't have to do the meetings anymore, but still thousands or 10,000s or I don't know how many customers we are having, and they are all happy. And my business partners are working nicely there. It's not my personal time and daily routine work is not needed there.
Sebességbe tudom kapcsolni, ahol az én személyes jelenlétem már nem igényelhető.
Therefore, my business is actually at a point where it can be automated and my presence is there anymore. You see, it's a real freedom. Let me add one thought to this. In this specific subject, one big team was the perfect answer. And the founder, Ria Kamrash, who we had such an agreement with, that we have such a system, we have to make a community sharing the knowledge. And for me, this was one of the things which were actually the main reasons for me deciding to join this project. And I believe that we live in such a world, in this Zinzino world, in the circles of one big team, where there is amazing information with great past, such icons we have about in the industrial network marketing. We are having so many people around here. It's such a powerhouse. It's such an amazing thing that when we combine this, and the community, the power of the community becomes more important than the individual power. When the community's knowledge is becoming more important than the individual knowledge, and the community expansion being more important than the personal income, then we are having actually a world where thanks a lot.
Nevelhetjük a gyermekeinket, tervezhetjük a családunk jövőjét.
We can actually raise our children, we can plan our future in calm, nice environment. And for that, I'd like to wish you a responsible and a great decision. If you're in this meeting and you still haven't decided yet, I hope that I could give you some viewpoints which could actually strengthen souls of the earlier speakers, or from those who have approached you and who actually took responsibility to share information with you. Maybe your business partner, maybe your loved one, maybe your friend. And I strongly recommend that just get through your filters, get the real information, the proof. But if you have received the answers, if you
Javaslom, hogy engedd el magad, és tedd bele a szívedet, a lelkedet, a
the certainty you need, just let yourself go, put your emotion, put your passion into it. We are in a passion where we can actually feel, where we can let ourselves go, where we can create. And for me, it's an amazing joy that we are working with such caliber people together. We are working together on an international empire. I'd like to wish you amazing successes here, and the word back to Christina. Thanks a lot, Gábor. I think we have heard so many exciting points. These six points of yours are amazing. You are a genius, but everyone can think through what are those points of yours appearing in your life, which are actually something, a necessity. And thanks a lot for you too sharing your thoughts. Maybe even tonight, but from tomorrow we will actually have the recordings available to use. And thank you everyone for listening to us. Have an active period. On Saturday we meet for a great event. Call everyone so we can make a nice ending of the month. Have a beautiful evening.